Matthew, our first email question came from Doug. It is just what you were touching on. Doug writes, how do I know whether my losses are due to the shelter-in-place order or covered by my business insurance? Great question, Doug. Matthew, we've talked about that the last 2 weeks. Business insurance is a great idea, but it's kind of a wide umbrella, isn't it?
Yeah, Kenny, it is. There are approximately about 50 commercially, widely available commercial insurance policies. Insurance policies are nothing more than a contract. Each policy and whether or not that claim is going to survive is going to depend upon the language of that policy. As you've probably heard, some policies specifically exclude viruses, pandemics. A lot of policies don't. Some policies require physical damage. So really what you have to do is you have to get the policy, you have to read it cover to cover and really kind of analyze it to the facts, because there are a couple interesting things here. One is not just the pandemic, but of course it's the shelter in place order. A lot of businesses, most businesses of course, were ordered to shut down, didn't have an option. So as I say, it's going to be very interesting, but it's going to turn specifically and quite literally on the language of every specific contract.
Matt, I know y'all's firm was offering free reviews of business insurance programs. I'm sure y'all are still doing that. Are you getting any people coming in taking advantage of that?
We are, lots of it, and happy to do it. Yeah, and happy to kind of advise people during this difficult period. We're not allowing people to kind of come in and
Sure.
Right now in the office, but of course we're talking to folks on the phone every day, doing Zoom mediations, doing Zoom meetings, things like that. A lot of emails back and forth. But yeah, we're happy to kind of help in any way we can. We helped a lot of folks with their PPP application, getting their money. Now, of course, we're in the second round of that. It's been reauthorized or refunded. So happy to hear that. And just trying to get listen, we're all in the same boat. I'm a small business owner like everybody else, and we're just trying to get through it as best we can. So where we can help, we're happy to do it.
And Matt, that the payroll protection that you were talking about, we talked about that here on the show 2 weeks ago, and then literally like by Tuesday of the next week, that program was tapped. I mean, the money was already gone, so I think everybody was very pleased to see that get refunded yesterday. Are y'all still getting a lot of calls and questions about that?
Every day, yeah.
Yep.
And not only that, we've got a good relationship with several banks on the coast that we're kind of working with very closely, because getting the application is one part. The second part is having the application processed timely. So we've heard horror stories, none by our local banks, mind you, but we've heard horror stories from other of our clients about some of the bigger banks in other areas just not really kind of dragging their feet, not getting the paperwork in, and as a result people not getting their money. So but we haven't seen any of that with our local banks, thank goodness. And we're also kind of making sure that all of our clients their paperwork is timely put in, so they get of course they get the money before it runs out.